Hello everyone, welcome to Legalscape Academy. Today we'll be discussing MP Accommodation Control Act 1961. I'll take a break of 5 seconds after reading every question. You have to write your answer in the comment box. If you want more time, pause the video. Question 1. Accommodation does not include A. Any land which is being used for agriculture purpose. B. Garden in grounds. C. Garage and outhouse. D. Furniture supplied by landlord for use in such building. Write your answer. Correct answer is A. Accommodation does not include. Section 2A1 specifically prohibits. It says that any land which is not being used for agriculture purpose. The other three conditions are mentioned in section 2. B and C are covered in section 2A2 and the last condition is mentioned in section 2A4. Next question. A suit shall be filed against the tenant who has neither paid nor tendered the whole of the arrears of the rent legally recoverable from him within dash time of the date on which a notice of demand for the arrears of the rent has been served on the tenant by the landlord. A. 1 month, B. 2 months, C. 3 months, D. 6 months. Quickly write your answer. Correct answer is B. 2 months. It is given in section 12 1A. Next question. No landlord can institute a suit for eviction against tenant for accommodation let for residential purposes if required bona fidely by the landlord. A. For occupation as a residence for himself. B. For any member of his family. C. For any person for whose benefit the accommodation is held. D. For his married daughter. Correct answer is D. It is given in section 23A. Next question. In the Act under section 23J, definition of landlord means a landlord who is A. A retired government servant, B. A widow or a divorced wife, C. Physically handicapped person, D. All of these. Write your answer. Correct answer is all of these. This is given in section 23J. First condition is in section 23J1, second condition is in 23J3 and third condition is in 23J4. Next question. Where a landlord has acquired any accommodation by transfer, he cannot bring a suit for eviction on the ground specified in clause E or F, subsection 1 of section 12. So for long the following period has not lapsed. What is that following period? A. 1 year, B. 6 months, C. 3 months, D. 2 years. Write your answer. Correct answer is 1 year. It is given in section 12(4). It was inserted by amendment of 1985. Next question. An appeal shall lie against the order passed by Rent Controlling Authority to A. High Court, B. District Court, C. Collector, D. State Government. Correct answer is B. District Court. It is given in section 31 clause 1. It says that an appeal shall not lie a person inferior to district judge or additional district judge. Next question. Who is not a member of family for the purpose of MP Accommodation Control Act? A. Unmarried daughter, B. Unmarried sister, C. Grandson living separately, D. Grandfather. Write your answer. Correct answer is C. For this, read section 2E. Essential supplies enjoyed by a tenant in respect of accommodation let to him is cut off by the landlord. Who will make an order to restore such supply? A. Collector. B. Civil court. C. Rent controlling authority. D. Municipal corporation or municipality. As the case may be. Write your answer. Correct answer is C. Rent controlling authority. It is given in section 38, clause 3. Next question. For recovery of rent assessed by rent controlling authority, A. Application is to be filed before rent controlling authority. B. Execution is to be filed before the civil court. C. A suit for recovery is to be filed before the civil court. D. Any option out of the above can be chosen. It's very easy. Correct answer is A. Application is to be filed before the rent control authority. Next question. If a landlord disconnects water supply of the tenant, then A. The tenant can bring a suit for injunction in the civil court. B. He can file a writ petition in the high court. C. He can file an application before rent controlling authority. D. He can choose any of the above options. Correct answer is C. We have already done such kind of question. It is given in section 38, clause 3. And further, the essential supply of services are cleared by explanation 1 of this section. Next question. If a tenant disputes rate of rent under section 12(1)(a) of the MP Accommodation Control Act, then A. The court shall direct him to see the dispute to rent control authority and stay the proceedings. B. It would continue the proceedings, and if rent is found due, it would pass a decree for eviction. C. First, it would fix a reasonable interim rent and direct the tenant to deposit the same. D. The court shall choose any of the above options depending on the circumstances of the case. Write your answer. Correct answer is C. It is given in section 13, clause 2. Next question. The court will grant a decree of eviction on the ground of bona fide requirement of the accommodation to the landlord, on proving that A. He has no other reasonably suitable accommodation of his own in the city or town concerned. B. He is owner of the accommodation. C. He needs the accommodation. D. All of the above. Quickly write your answer. Yes, correct answer is D. All of the above. It is given in section 23A. Next. Cognizance of offense punishable under this act can be taken by A. Judicial Magistrate second class. B. Judicial Magistrate first class. C. Sessions Court only. D. High Court only. Correct answer is B. It is given in section 44, clause 1. Next question. Which of the following is incorrect statement? A. Tenant can sublet the accommodation held by him as tenant with previous consent in writing of landlord. B. Tenant can transfer or assign his rights in the tenancy or in any part thereof with the previous consent in writing of landlord. C. For subletting, the previous written consent of landlord is a mandatory provision. D. A landlord shall claim or receive the payment of any sum as premium of perjury for giving his consent to the subletting. Write your answer. Correct answer is D. Section 14, clause 2 specifically prohibits this. Next question. Which of the following is not a legal ground of eviction? A. A tenant has built up, acquired vacant possession of, or has been allotted an accommodation suitable for his residence. B. Tenant has caused substantial damages to the accommodation. C. Landlord desires to increase the rent and tenant refuses to increase. D. Tenant has been convicted for an offense of using the building or allowing the building to be used for immoral or illegal purposes. Write your answer. Correct answer is C. Not. 16. Against any order passed by rent controlling authority under any section of chapter 3 of the act, A. Only appeal shall lie. B. Appeal shall not lie. C. Only revision shall lie. D. Both appeal and revision shall lie. Write your answer. Correct answer is C. It is given in section 23E. Next question. A landlord brings a suit for eviction of B, his tenant, on ground of bona fide need. During the pendency of the suit, he sells the suit accommodation to C. C acquires the accommodation, requires the accommodation bona fide for himself. Advise C. A. He can continue with the suit after making necessary amendments therein. B. He can continue with the suit or maintain a suit for eviction on any ground. C. A fresh suit for eviction on the ground of bona fide need is maintainable after 1 year. D. Suit is not maintainable unless B elects to treat him as a landlord. Correct answer is C. We have already done this kind of question. This is from section 12, class 4. Next question. Which of the following act cannot form ground of eviction of the tenant? A. Nuisance. B. Disclaimer of the title of the landlord. C. Material structural alteration. D. Holding over. Cannot. Correct answer is D. Question number 19. A suit for eviction of a tenant on the ground of bona fide need for non-residential purpose is covered under section dash of Madhya Pradesh Accommodation Control Act. A. 12(1)A, B. 12(1)B, C. 12(1)E, D. 12(1)F. Non-residential. Correct answer is D. Last question. Rent Control Authority shall decide as far as may be an application under section 23A of MP Accommodation Control Act 1961 within the following time. A. 2 months, B. 3 months, C. 6 months, D. 12 months. Correct answer is C. 6 months. It is given in section 23D, clause 1. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly like, share and subscribe for more such videos.